what I see as the biggest problem with slavery, and specifically slavery, which I think is the majority one, is that our generation is so hooked on porn.
100%.
100. Yes,
The porn
that's right.
is so intense, and people are so on it, and he talks about it in this documentary, Operation Tucson.
Yeah.
And it gets more and more and more, and then they're looking up more sick things, and then eventually they're like, they don't get satisfied with it, and they want to get deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that when you don't regard someone's respect, their body is sacred, there's no respect.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you start going down that rabbit hole, and that's really the beginning. And that's why, I mean, I think the last time I saw any porn was at 17 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, when I realized it's actually messing up my own life.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
Yeah.
that's not a very common thing. I think as religion gets attacked, as like
100%.
goody two shoes get, like, it's almost like
Goody two
the
shoes.
cool
Yeah,
thing.
that's
The
that's
cool
right.
thing is to go around and whatever, go to the strip thing.
You do
the hubs of this
Mhm.
trafficking is at close to the strip clubs.
Right.
In the strip clubs, like,
Oh, 100%.
I've seen it
It's-
happen.
yeah.
I saw a woman and I ripped into her. Like I wouldn't hit a woman, but I was like, you're evil. You're an evil person. She was talking to these young girls and I could tell where the conversation was going. And this is in a gas station parking lot in Orlando or something. I was just late night, just traveling somewhere. It had
Mhm.
nothing to do with anything. And I just wanted to take this woman out.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you're the devil.
Yeah.
But I think you're exactly right. The way that I describe it to people, especially young people, nobody does heroin because it doesn't feel incrable. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If it doesn't kill you, it feels incredible. That's
Yeah.
why people do drugs. That's why people overeat sugar to the point where they have to get their feet
Mhm.
amputated.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Mhm.
won't stop eating sugar.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But it doesn't. It's because
The addiction is there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is an addiction, and porn, 1,000,000% is heroin. It's
That's right.
sugar. It's every terrible thing that's bad for you. And especially as a young person, and you're trying to get away from it or whatever, don't feel bad if you want to watch it. Of course, you want to watch it. You're literally going through withdrawal.
Mhm.
But if you
it's
can
kind of
get
like
it-
the sugar. Like, if you take sugar,
Yep.
you're gonna want it more and more and more.
100%.
And the body, it's almost like the instinct. The
Yeah.
bodies were made. We were made in
Mhm.
in however we're made.
Yeah.
But the point is that drive to create and sex and all the whole thing.
Yep.
It's part of who we're born with. We're born with that desire.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna channel it into destroying someone
Yeah.
else's
Right.
respect and,
But you can
dignity, or are
get
you gonna put it into something else?
The thing that I tell people is, again, especially young people, guys, you can get away from it. As I'm
Yeah.
sure you experience, like when you're 17, and at first it's probably like, I kind of miss it. It's kind of awesome. I know it's terrible, but it's kind of awesome, but it's terrible. And then you get to a point where it's just out of your life
Yep.
completely, and then it's infinitely easier. You
Yep.
get enough distance from it, and especially like in my case, like I have the love of my life, and it's just the two of us in the room.
Mhm.
And if I could explain something to young people more than anything, because I'm a romantic by nature, the less you bring your ghosts and your baggage into the bedroom
Yeah.
with the person that you actually do care about, the happier you're both going to be.
Yep.
The closest you can make that room and that experience to just the two of you, the better it's going to be, full stop.
Yep.
And this idea that you have to sleep with 20 people and all that, I mean, I get up in people's faces. I'm like, it's the same damn thing. I'm sorry, but it is.
Mhm.
Physically, it is the same experience every single time. It's about the two people
Yep.
involved. And who do you want to be with? And what how do you want to create together?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I just think everything that we're talking about is it's so important to have these conversations, to have them very publicly. I think it's important
Yep.
for guys to have these conversations. And for me, again, the thing that I love about something like Scientology, I admire and respect and appreciate so much. I was at an event last night with Christian pastors, and they were talking about human trafficking. They were talking about the sex industry and all these things. And for them, it's belief in God, and it's the power of prayer, and
100%.
it's walking in Jesus's footsteps.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I admire them so much, and I love that that's the solution that they found,
Mhm.
and that it works for them, and they help other people find that solution. That's amazing, and I love that, and I love that they're out there doing that work. What I needed was something that was fact-based, that was information-based, where I just got to make my own decision for myself, as myself, and that was it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's what Scientology's done for me. It just allows me to make decisions. What is the greatest good for me and my life and the people that I care about, my relationships and the way that I'm trying to live. And there are real solutions there that like whether or not, because I've done, I don't need to get into all the details. I did a drug or two when I was young as a musician. Turns out, they were around.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that it was Scientology that just made me stop 100% cold turkey, because I was able to see exactly what it was, what it was doing to me.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Would you say made or allowed you to stop?
Oh, well, it gave me the clarity and the information I needed to make a fully self-determined and very aware decision.
Yeah.
This is not the person that I want to be. This is not how I want to live my life. And so I'm just not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
For me, when I found Scientology, which is recent, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't do drugs, and I didn't drink alcohol at the time.
Right.
And I still don't really, like, I was in Scotland. Like, yeah, I tasted some Scotch whiskey when I was in Scotland a couple weeks ago.
I mean, come on.
A little bit. I could not.
Come
on. It's not an issue.
You're only human.
But the only drug that I was hooked on absolutely at that point was pornography.
Right.
And what occurred is I basically got some counseling, and I just noticed like how much of my problems in life is completely self-created, by the way, pulled back to the decision of looking at pornography.
100%.
Like, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, I literally just like told my the counselor's called an auditor. I just told my auditor so many times, like, and then it started with boom, like this bad decision to look at porn. And eventually I was like, I'm just not going to do this
anymore.
There's
a pattern here.
I was like, this is the same thing again and again and again. And I was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is just a waste of time for me to even talk. I'm like, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then what really, that kind of like helped me to distance it, because I saw the actual effect it was having on me.
Right.
The other thing is I couldn't channel. I was like, I got to do all this stuff, but I couldn't seem to channel the creative ability into building anything.
It literally degrades you.
100%.
And that's the thing. And I'm again, we're talking like almost metaphysical things. We're talking spiritual things, emotional things. But one of the other things that I just love about Scientology so much, it's measurable.
I was just going to say that. Literally, I was going to say it's measurable.
Yes.
You can put it on a graph,
and it mechanically degrades you.
Yes.
I just am doing this thing right now within the church, and it mechanically raises your ability to confront and handle life. Like you start it, and your own perception of yourself, you can measure how you're operating, how you're making decisions, how well things are going in your life in all these various areas of your life. And then you do this thing, and then you come out the other side of it and you measure all those things again, and they've all drastically night and day improved. And you haven't changed anything else in your life. You haven't done anything else. It's a short period of time that this is happening. And it really reinforced to me this isn't just subjective. It's not all just in your head, although that's your thoughts and your worldview is the thing that matters.
That's where it starts.
But it's not just that.
Yeah.
You are in a condition as a person every moment of your life, and you are the product of your decisions and your inputs and what you decide to focus on and what you decide to prioritize. And giving yourself every tool and advantage you can have is just going to make your selfish enjoyment of your own life experience better, right? And you deserve it. And I think men are being shortchanged, women are being tragically taken advantage of, and it just hurts everybody. Nobody wins. Right. There's because you're not building a culture. You're not creating future generations. People are having fewer kids than they've ever had before.
Yeah.
It's like it's time to flourish and create as a society.
Yeah.
But it also begins, I believe, very strongly in men standing up and saying to other men, young men especially need an example. You need to be able to hear as a young man, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not guilty. You're not a terrible person. You're not evil for this. This just isn't good for you.
Yep.
Selfishly for you, for your own enjoyment of your own life, your own life experience. Like, don't set aside anything else. I know it might feel good. You are a functioning drug addict right now.
That's right.
And it's not your fault. And these evil people are making billions of dollars making sure that you're addicted. And they do not care about you or anybody in your life or anybody in these videos at all. They will throw them away and waste them because you're making them money and that's all they care about.
Yep.
And when you really get people to understand that, and they can understand it's okay to feel conflicted as a young man, but it's really kind of awesome in this weird way, but it's also terrible. Yes, that's exactly right.
Yep.
And part of being a man is being able to restrain yourself and focus yourself. The analogy I give people, guys are like laser cannons. We're going to shoot something. You need to point us in the right direction. We can either be incredibly constructive and cut this beautiful, perfect line into a slab of granite and carve a monument, or we can blow up our house accidentally. It's just about pointing the laser.